We begin now at 12:06 with Representative Vic Williams. Representative Williams, one of four Republican candidates for Pima County Supervisor in District 1. Vic Williams is in his second four-year term from District 26. Representative Williams, thanks for being with us.
Bill, thank you for having me on your show again. It's always a pleasure to talk with you and your listeners on the air.
Thanks a lot. Why are you running for Pima County Supervisor, Representative?
Well, as chairman of the Transportation Committee for the House of Representatives and the Legislature, Bill, I'd much rather come back down to Pima County and fix potholes than have to vote for another birther bill up at the Capitol.
What's at the top of your agenda on your issue list?
Well, I will say this. The experience that I'm gathering and gaining in transportation is something that I hope that I can transfer down to southern Arizona. Southern Arizona, probably one of the biggest things that faces us at this time is our highway infrastructure. That's going to be a huge issue. As well, dealing with government transparency and accountability in Pima County will be another point on my agenda.
I have to tell you, and perhaps you heard that we had Pima County Administrator Chuck Huckleberry. He was our guest here on the Buckmaster Show Friday, and he said that this effort that is underway in Phoenix, the Republican lawmakers from southern Arizona, yourself included, proposing this new authority that would give Marana, Oro Valley, Sahuarita together veto power over new borrowing for roads and other projects in Pima County. Mr. Huckleberry says if that were to pass, that will be the end of bonding as we know it in Pima County. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I'm sure it will be the end of the Pima County government having the type of authority that it has and using the bonding and the redistribution of the bond money as a political lever in Pima County. I think what people are asking for and what we hear from our constituents is that you're seeing a heavy-handed approach from local government. Earlier today, I met with an owner of a half a dozen stores, fast food restaurants in Pima County, some in Oro Valley, some in Marana. And quite frankly, speaking with him over a course of a conversation, he's perfectly comfortable with his stores in the incorporated areas of Oro Valley and Marana. But dealing with the heavy-handedness of local government in the Pima County aspect is the problem. Pima County has been using the bonding authority that they have as a political tool for a long time, and that can go into the permitting process that you're seeing with Rosemont Mine and many other different aspects of our regulatory process here in southern Arizona.
We had a email question from Bob. I won't use his last name for you, Representative Williams. It's about that situation with the bonding, and Bob sees that as an attack on Pima County, and he asks, how can you undermine the authority of the board that you might be seated on?
Well, I'm not here to undermine the board. What I am is to make sure that we have a fair and equitable bonding process. And I'm not running for county supervisor to ascertain more power, but to ensure that we have effective and that we have transparent government in southern Arizona. And I'm going to just elaborate a little bit more on that. I can tell you the amount of secrecy, the curtains that are drawn on Pima County government as I see it, from someone who serves in the Arizona legislature is very difficult to deal with. And as we have tried to develop our HERF language and deal with PAG and our RTA in southern Arizona, some of the interference that we have to run with those who run the county is problematic. So our ability to communicate with mid-level bureaucrats to get good language derived is a problem. So some of the people that are currently running the county are the problem. I don't think it's the state legislature, and certainly not the southern Arizona delegation that are pro-business, pro-economic development, and want to see reform and transparency to this county government.
We're speaking with Representative Vic Williams, Republican candidate for Pima County Supervisor in District 1. Let's go to Jason on the Buckmaster Show live line. You're with Representative Williams. Go ahead, Jason.
Hello, good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jason. I'm from the Tucson Police Officers Association, and I know you guys are talking about the bonding process. I was hoping that Vic could give us an update on what's going on with several union bills that are moving through the legislature. we at the Police Officers Association have been working with Vic on some language that would talk specifically about public safety employees throughout the state of Arizona, and I was hoping he could share any updates with us.
Thank you, Jason.
Every voter in the state should be aware of Senate bills 1484, 85, 86, and 87. They're kind of dubbed anti-union bills. And first off, I have to say that I will oppose these bills if they come to the Arizona House of Representatives and if they're unamended. And they need to be amended to make sure that our public safety personnel, our first responders, are not negatively impacted. And that's something that we'll fight for. And also, I need to mention that, look, in the state of Arizona, we are a right-to-work state. And really the reform, in my opinion, towards public employee unions needs to be towards merit selection and not eliminating the unions as they stand today. Because we are a right-to-work state. We already have, crossed that Rubicon in having efficiency.
Representative Williams, getting back to Mr. Huckleberry, if you were elected, would you vote to terminate Mr. Huckleberry?
Well, let's put it this way. First off, let's see who's going to run in Sharon Bronson's district if she has either a primary challenge or a general election challenge. And I can say this. First off, if you're on the Board of Supervisors, the most important thing that anyone has to do is learn how to count to 3. And who are going to be your 3 votes if you're going to make a change in management on the administration level? I can say this. When elected, I'll be 49 years old, and I'd like to serve at least 2 terms on the Board of Supervisors to see a direction change in southern Arizona, more pro-economic development, good highway infrastructures like we have up in Northwest. But in order to do that, you have to have 3 votes. And I'm not saying that here to fire anyone. I think that's an inappropriate dialogue, inappropriate discussion. But if I had 2 other members and myself, regardless of party affiliation, I'm sure I'd like to see my own brand and our brand in the new direction that we go in Pima County.
All right, Representative Vic Williams, let's see if we can get at least 2 more calls in for you. We're going to go to Jeff next on the Buckmaster Show live line. Jeff, you are up next with us, and he wants to talk about upcoming debates. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was curious what kind of debates are coming up for the Pima County Board of Supervisors, so we could hear more how you compare with others.
Thanks, Jeff. Bill, let me address that. I'm anxious to have a series of debates. Now, right now, we're doing the work up in the Capitol. We're going to balance the budget. We're going to push through some legislation to see some reform in tort and possibly worker comp insurance, and also get some highway funding back to southern Arizona. But I hope that we have the opportunity for a series of elongated debates, not some of these debates that happened in the last election cycle where we have 20-second answers for very complicated questions. I hope that the other 3 candidates will join me in at least 4 or 5 debates where we allow 2 to 3 minutes, maybe even up to 5 minutes, to answer those questions about Chuck Huckleberry, the permitting process that the county is using, or abusing, should I say, when it comes to Rosemont copper, or how the highway monies and the RTA and county involvement through their county works program is being used, so we can really peel back the layers of the onion, allow the voters to really understand who they're voting for and who's qualified and willing to make those tough choices as their county supervisor.
Let's see if we can get, is it Harold? Let's see if we can get Harold in here before the break. Go ahead, Harold.
Hi, Vic. I got a real quick question. In order to balance the budget, I know the legislature had to take some money out of the highway fund. Are there any plans to replace it so we can repair our highways?
Well, yeah, Harold, let me kind of answer that more towards the dialogue towards county supervisor. We want to focus in on that, but, one, we need to reestablish those HERF dollars, $1.5 billion swept away from the state of Arizona highway systems. That goes to state highways, it goes to counties, it goes to cities and towns. We want to try to recognize that $1.5 billion as the overall debt of the state. Currently, we have $9.6 billion in debt. We want to add that $1.5 billion that was swept from highways. And we want to get that back into the local systems. But once we get those back, and if we're successful in accomplishing that kind of reform at the Capitol, I, as chairman of transportation, hope to take that type of effort down to county government and get transparency and accountability in the Pima County Transportation Department. Recently, there was an article published by the Arizona Daily Star, comments about Chuck Huckleberry, saying that how sweeps have happened at the state level. Well, yeah, we understand that, but that's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black, because there needs to be some accountability and there needs to be some insight as to what's going on in Pima County roads and developments to make sure that we start filling potholes down here and start building our roads out as we need in southern Arizona. That's the big Achilles heel, in my opinion, of the region, is our transportation issues.
Okay, Representative Vic Williams, one of 4 Republican candidates for Pima County Supervisor in District 1. Representative Williams, good to talk with you. Thank you for being with us on the Buckmaster Show.
Bill, thank you. Can I give my website out, please?
Go ahead.
It's voteforvic.com. That's VIC, the number 4, VOTE, 4VIC.com. Voteforvic.com. Please engage me. I hope you'll sign up for my emails. I'd like to hear from you, and looking forward to a spirited campaign and debating these other candidates and bringing reality to this table.
Have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.